Okay, this is a quick task I need you to do. It's looking up mailing addresses. It's very easy. So I'm going to give you this Excel list over here. I'll put it in your folder actually. That's going to be easier. And you're going to just open up your internet browser and do a search for Norfolk Air. And it's going to be the first thing that comes up. This picture, every time it's going to look different, but as long as you have the search box and it says Norfolk Air, you're good to go. So basically, um, this is the property address. This is the owner's first and last name combined. This is the owner's last name, owner's first name. This is then the mailing address, the mailing city, the mailing state, and the mailing zip code. So to look this up, we're going to look up the property address. So there are going to be a couple ones that you have to interpret and interpret to make sure you're getting the right address. So this one says 9500 35th 17th Bay. So when you go in to the search bar, you type in 9500. If you type in 35, nothing's going to come up. But if you type in 17th, you'll see 17th Bay Street. So you're wondering what's the 35 for. So click on search. And you'll see that this is actually two different units. Usually it would come up with one unit, but sometimes when it has like this extra number in there, it's two different units. So what you're going to want to do is look at the name John Kennedy. You see owner John Kennedy, and you click on this view button. So then it'll come up to this next page, which is like looks like a map. You want to click on this info button, and on the first tab you push the real estate, and it expands to the bottom. Expands more info. Sorry. So what you need from this page is under where it says owner name. You need to take the last name, which is going to be everything before the comma, copy it and put it into this first blank column. Everything after the comma is their first name. And then where it says mailing address, this is where it gets a little tricky sometimes. So you have to differentiate what the where the mailing address ends and where the mailing address begins. So to differentiate where the address ends, it's a little bit trickier with some of these ones that have like the extra address, extra unit. That's an apartment number basically. So this is the mailing address. You can see that there's a street. Usually when there's an abbreviation like ST, DR, AVE, Avenue, you'll see on my Excel list over here. Cancel. How there's an abbreviation almost at the end of everything. And then sometimes you'll see on here, this is a good example, there's an abbreviation RD, which means road, and then there's more information after that. That's when there's like an apartment number. So then the next thing you need to pick is the city. So the city is usually just the words before the two-state abbreviation. The only time it can get tricky is like if this one, it's two words. So that's when you want to know that, hey, the street ends in the abbreviation. And then after the abbreviation, it could be an apartment number or it could be the city. So there you go. That's one. We're going to skip to one that has a direction in it. Okay. So this one, you'll see at the end it says W. That means it has a direction. W means west, and then there could be an E, N, or S. So that's east, west, north, south. So when you go over here, first you don't have to go back to the home page every time. You just got to go up to the search bar at the top. You type in 780. Oops. 780. See, you're typing in Ocean View, but nothing is coming up. But when you try putting the W first, now you see there is an ocean view, a west ocean view. So you click on search and it's going to come up with the information automatically. A good way to verify the information is to double check the name. It says this is Joshua Lecketer and this says Joshua Lecketer. So we're going to take, like I said, the last name, which is before the comma, Joshua. Sorry, you got to copy all that. And then the mailing address. You can see at this one, the AV, it ends in an abbreviation of AVE. That's the whole address, the street, and then you have the city, Norfolk. It's not always going to be Norfolk, so you just got to learn the difference. And then let's give you another one. Let's try to find one that has 60. This one should be, I'm trying this 6318 Glen Oak Drive. This one's super easy. It's nothing confusing. So you're just going to copy the boiling, the address, and put it in. And make sure I got everything covered. Yep, that is basically everything that should be covered. If there's any that you run into that you have questions about, skip it for now and then just go to the next one, and then we can address those questions at the end.